Right. Hello and welcome to the King's Forum podcast show. I have a very special guest today, Mandie Maytag. Hi, Mandie.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing good. I'm so glad you could come on the show.
Yeah.
Um, those of you in the UK that don't know, there will be some that do. Um, Mandie is an adult entertainer. Um, and could you just have a brief description of, how you started and how you got into the entertainment industry, Mandie?
Sure. So, I'd been married forever and ever, all through my 20s and half my 30s. And I had given myself some time off after my divorce to kind of find myself. Near the end of that time off, I had discovered some secret sex groups on a popular social network. And I got some of those groups just through happenstance, ended up moving to the area that one of them hosted swinger parties. Went to a couple swinger parties. After two, I knew I was special. By the third one, I thought, man, maybe I got something for this. Because in those groups, we post videos. So I already knew I had that exhibitionist side. And then I already knew that I was like highly skilled. And then I just said out loud, I said, I think I'm going to porn. And the host of the party heard it. He goes, I'll start a company. And we literally started a brand and it went from there. And within about 4 months of posting a couple of videos, I got invited to Atlanta to work with the wonderful Mr. Nuts, and he and his people have been teaching the interested the porn game, the adult, I'd say almost sex work. It's not just films. We do a lot of online stuff and live services and sell merchandise. We do all kinds of stuff. So taught us how to be our own boss. We're not like the kind that gets signed and go work for the big company and just great, make lots of money, and then when it's over, it's over. Like, we own all of our content, which is important to me because I want to have the rights to that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So having that power was important for you in order to take the step to go into porn.
Well, I mean, I I really didn't even know the difference at the time. I think when everyone starts to say, "Oh, how much does it pay? How much does it pay?" People think
Mhm.
they get paid every single scene, but a lot of times I own the scene, so I'm producing them myself, and then I can do more with them that way. I can edit them how I like. I can post them where I want, and I can do say compilations and things like that. Use highlights from it. When you don't own it, somebody else, they can make $1 million off of it, but if you made $500, you're done. I mean, it's your $500. You spent it. Got some lip injections or whatever, and so it's over. So I wanted to own the rights because I thought if I ever died in some freakish way, and then I become famous, like a lot of artists have done, like in their lifetime they weren't
Yeah.
anything, and then as after they die, they're like, oh, look, this guy was a genius. You know. So when that happens to me, if that happens to me, and I get my kids will have the rights and raking all that money.
Was it something you ever thought of as a child, by the way? Just as like growing up and as an
Oh
aspiration,
yeah.
did it ever cross your mind?
I knew I was a freak from a young age. I even before I knew how sex mechanically worked, I was like, I just remember like thinking about laying in the bed with a boy. Like I just always was making inappropriate jokes from about the age of 8. That has not stopped. And uh, I knew that I could do some sort of adult work, but I can't dance. And I went to Catholic school, so I couldn't be really vocalizing that. Whenever we take the test to say, you're going to be a plumber, you're going to be a lawyer, whatever, I'd always end up with the whole genre of art, something with art. So
Yeah.
um, I couldn't really, what I wanted to be didn't even exist back then because I do, online, content creation. Back then we had to have the big VHS for the family didn't every person have one, just one did, and you had to ask and would make stupid little videos, sing along to songs and stuff. So yeah, we didn't have the opportunity or the ability to do that back then. So
Could you talk about the first like adult film or scene that you done and kind of your thoughts going into that?
okay, sure. So I had done a lot of homemade, the wobbly camera, the close
Yeah.
up, lots of that kind of stuff beforehand. But my first time on set was with Southern Productions. It was in Panama City, Florida, and he wanted two um, solo scenes, which are the most intimidating because you're by yourself. You got a room of people going, okay, like just do it like you would at home. I'm like, oh, with my like in my phone. No, it's like, so I had to like just play up to the camera, and they're on many vids there. They're okay. They're okay. But it was just, two solo scenes. Then we did a threesome scene, and then I did a couple girl scenes. So those were my first real scenes. The first one I really did, I didn't know it was going to be a scene. So for the first time I set up and was like, okay, I'm going on set, it was a couple solo scenes.
How weird was that though? How strange with all these people in a room, the cameraman, I don't know how many crew you have.
A room full of people that I've already had coitus with, like with Susie Q BBW and a friend that owned a company in the Southern Productions. Like I knew a couple of people there. Like we were swingers together, so it's like I already done stuff with being totally exposed though. Like, okay, I gotta look cool now. Make sure you're not going and stuff. They'd kind of give me little cues behind the camera, like, hey, this time get a little louder. But I trusted them. I trusted that they would give me sound advice, and it was awkward. And 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. Everybody knows it takes about 3.5, 4 minutes of that. So.
And after filming, how did you feel after that? After you came, when you were done and you got home and you were like, "Is this?" And you felt it was something you wanted to do.
I knew before the minute I said I think we go to porn, and they said we'll start a company. That's all I've talked about ever since. It's been like 3.5 years. It's all I talk about. And I'm very, very passionate. Very passionate.
So how long you been in the industry now?
I shot my first scenes in September of 2017, and I didn't really put them out there. So I'd say New Year's 2018. New Year's 2018 is when I really started, considering myself in the industry. Before that, I just filmed a couple things, and I kind of was on the fence for a minute. I was going through some financial stuff that maybe I need to get a second job or something. And I thought, well, if I made these 3 scenes and I stop now and make no money, like then I failed, So I kept going because I loved it. I loved it. So I've just been rolling with it ever since. I don't do anything else now. It's all I do.
Cool. So talk about some of the positive and negatives, Mandie, about the industry.
Okay. Well, the positive of being an independent producer is, I don't touch time clock for anybody. My income is not determined by someone else. You get in what you get out. The people are so much smarter and so much more savvy than people give them credit for. They think they're doing this because they have no other options. But I know people that have fantastic jobs and still do this also. Mm-hmm. So the people in the industry, whether in front or behind the scenes, are the best. I mean, very supportive, like-minded. Of course, it's a lot smaller than it seems, the industry itself. And so there's going to be like little tips and clicks and things like that, like anything else. But, I just stay on my task. And then some of the negatives are endless dick pics all day, every day. Nothing I can say is going to stop them. Guys really get off on sending you their junk. And like I said, the misconceptions. Half my job is fighting stigmas, that I must not be educated. I must have nothing better to do. But I like to inform them that I have a paralegal degree. I have held 2 offices, elected offices, in Colorado. And, I don't know. I mean, I'm not living off government benefits or anything like that. I'm like, this is a company. This is a business. So.
No, it's good you said that, because it kind of puts everything into perspective, that it's a choice rather than you had no choice, and this is something you are educated and you got that background of business and what have you. So it's not like you're just clueless and you're going into something and you've been set up by this whole industry type thing. You're actually like, no, I liked it, I enjoy it, this is what I do, and I enjoy it. And I have a choice, so that's why I continue. And it's now business.
Go ahead. So a lot of people think that we just get to lay on our backs and make lots of money all day. No, that's the least of what I get to do.
No, it's good that you shared that. So talk to me, when you first started, What did your family and friends think about you when they heard that what you were going into and what you were doing?
Well, at first, I had a friend that thought, "Don't do this." I mean, she came to my house and told me, she like gave me like a speech. "Don't do this. You're gonna embarrass yourself. You're too
Mm.
old. You're too fat. You're um, a bad mom." Like she just went on and on. And but besides her though, my parents, like I really kept it pretty minimal at first. I just told them, I moved to a new house. I need privacy so I can cam. I need to make extra money. They knew I needed to make extra money because I'd been getting depressed. I felt like I was in a dead end, having the highest paying job of my life, with, working with contract with the federal government. And I just, I didn't see an end to that. I just saw a dead end life. So they knew that I didn't have to borrow money from them anymore. But after about a year, I was invited to the AVNs to sign for ManyVids. And I remember coming home, I had lashes, and I had little ManyVids jumpsuit. My mom was like, "What were you doing in Vegas?" I was like, "Signing autographs." And then the next year, "What were you doing in Vegas?" "Signing autographs." And now, she came to visit recently, and I was doing some cock ratings, and she heard me, and she's like, "I want to do penis evaluations." I said, "Oh, that's so taboo. Let's do it." So I did a little ad. "Hey, it's Mandie Maytag, Mommy Maytag. We're gonna do mother-daughter cock ratings," and we
Wow.
money. So yeah, because she's like a doctorate level like psychologist. So she's not,
Already.
yeah, so she's happily in a relationship and everything, but um she just really liked it. She just thought it was fun. So she gave some advice, and people thought she was hot. They're like, "She looks just like you. She's so hot." I'm like, "Oh, you poor thing." I'm so but yeah, everybody knows, except a couple. I got two people I do not want to know. And one is my father, who's like 83, is starting to get a little dementia. I just met him when I was 36.
Wow.
So he's from a different day and age. So
Mm.
much so that when I was born in the 70s, I was white. My mom's husband was white. So they're like, "Hey, that's her." You know what I mean? We could get away with that stuff before the Morning Povich show. And, um, it was like a disgrace. My mom was like young, and she'd have a baby. She was married, but her husband was over in Germany, and uh, like the what do they call it when military, when they get in trouble. I guess he was still in military supplies. He got put
Yeah.
over in the brigade or something over there, and he was like what's that called? Anyway, he was over there, and so it wasn't his kid. I wasn't his kid. So my parents were both
Okay.
married, but so it was big shame that I was like a love child on both sides of the family. So um due to his age and the fact that I don't really know him, and I really don't want to explain all the stigmas and stuff to him. um I don't want my dad to know, and then I have one other family member that I haven't seen in a long time. I just don't want them to know until I can tell them. So, but I'm definitely not ashamed, and I don't have to ask anybody for money. I get like the whole, LLC, the license and everything. So, hello,
Has
it's
it has,
business.
has working in the industry made you even more aware of your sexual health?
Yes. Well, I mean, you have to be anyway. I
Yeah,
mean, I lived in Florida, which I call can I say cuss a little bit?
you can cuss on there, yeah.
I call Florida the dirty dick, because if you ever look at like a crime map, an AIDS map, Florida is always like red. It's always like the most concentrated, because there's 24.4 million people trying to make it there. So,
Wow.
but as you get down the dick, it just gets redder and redder. Like on the AIDS map, it's so bad. I'm like, so that alone has been, it's just scary in general. But um, I did have one bad test one time. That I just came out of left field. It was like trichomoniasis. It was like right before my 40th birthday, and it was freaking devastating because I had gangbang lined up, and I had all these shoots lined up, and I had to call everybody individually and say, "Hey, guess what? Surprise!" So I still went because I still believe in showing my face. I mean, I screwed up, and it's so easily contagious, but porn in a way has kind of ruined my sex life, my personal sex life, because porn sex isn't regular sex. It's funny angles, not necessarily somebody you would get with regularly, it's just professional. Even if they're attractive, you're not, they got a girlfriend or whatever. Then there's like I do have to worry about testing. And now I don't live in Florida anymore. I live in a much less populated area. And this is where, I had a lot of I had a bullpen in Florida. I had several guys I could call when I needed. Here I had none. I had like one or two that I messed with. it was one of those guys that I thought, oh my goodness, that's the, it just goes to show that it's not really who, it's just, it's not the quantity so much as like that individual. So
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah.
I was devastated. So after that, I said, I will never have another bad test. So extra, extra careful. And I just have one bowl here. That's it. And I see him once or twice a month. That's it.
So is there like guidelines you have to be tested before every scene?
Yeah, we have there's a couple companies, cutting edge testing, and the most popular is Talent Testing. They're based out of Miami, Florida, but they have a couple that's their headquarters. They have a couple remote offices, one in Tampa, Vegas, LA, I think Sacramento maybe. And those you can go to, and it's actually biolabs. They do their own testing. Everywhere else is an affiliate. So like I can test here in my hometown, and they overnight it to Miami. So you can be anywhere and get your results anywhere, because the results are only posted online. You don't get paperwork. They have, there's a QR code I have to scan when I do it. I have to sign. I have to get a copy of my ID. And it's much harder to fake. I mean, some people have tried to send me one guy tried to send me one of the cutoff QR code, but then there's numbers that you verify. You can go in and go do authentication. You put in the numbers on each single test, and it'll say, this was a test, but it's expired. And I noticed his name was cut off, or he tried to Photoshop his information, and I could tell, like, the talent test stuff is blurry, his stuff is bold, the QR code's shut off, his name's not on here. I mean, that was a red flag ding right off the bat if you've seen more than one or two talent tests. And then one person I heard at the same convention where I had a bad test, that year someone had tried to Photoshop, a test. He said, well, it's just so expensive. And they were blasted and outed immediately. So not many people try to circumnavigate the testing, and it has a 1 week, a 2 week, and a 30-day expiration. I don't know any producers that take it over 10 days to 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have the backpack, and they're expensive. They're at the headquarters or one of their remote labs. It's $190, and then in my hometown, it's $235, and I've had it up to $315 in a town in Kansas. So it's expensive, but it's mandatory. It tests for your code.
At the end of the day, it's important for what you do. It's it's important everyone's had checkups and everyone's healthy when they're doing something.
All the time we test. I got 2 today actually. Ugh. I hate it. I hate getting my blood drawn. I'm a big wuss.
Have you ever had a partner that didn't like the fact that you worked in the entertainment industry?
No. I can call myself happily single. Yeah, ever since I gave myself that time to find myself back when I got divorced, I just knew that I would not get another relationship until I found somebody I was crazy about. And now at this point, I know they have to be crazy about me. I'm going to be crazy about them, and they're going to have to deal with, the fact that I'm not going to stop doing this, because it's probably going to be somebody in the swinger lifestyle if I meet somebody. And then, then my body count, things like that, how many people I've been with, and the fact that I'm famous for licking buttholes. So, a couple things, but turns out I do have a lot of potential suitors. A lot of people are really into me, but it's just, I want to be crazy about somebody. So they're going to be crazy. Here's the thing too. Another thing that's unspoken, but you don't think of in the industry, is a lot of these talents are married. A lot of them. Almost every partner usually helps them. They're a manager, or they're helping with equipment, driving them, whatever, managing their websites. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't hear that a lot.
No, what? Huh?
We don't hear that a lot about the partners and that they're married. They always come across as these single available women, of course, because that more attractive than these are married women doing this.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go around advertising that as married unless it was like a couple.
Because it's not a turn on, is it? Let's be honest.
No, everybody wants to think they have it's marketing. Everybody wants to think that they got it hot. So they send you a dick pic and they see, can I be with you? You're like, or you think I got what it takes to be for him? Like, I don't know. That's the least of it. Like, is that even yours? What's your face like? Can I respect you? Yeah. You got to put a bag on your head.
What do you say to people, to women who think that doing adult entertainment films are demeaning?
Oh, we get it here and there. I had a girl tell me that, I got a vagina, all this because she was not my friend. But she made her living from stealing from everybody. So typically I think that even on almost every level, a woman uses her femininity and her sexual prowess to get what she wants, whether it's a virgin looking for that ultimate sugar daddy husband type situation for the rest of her life, and she's saving that because she knows that is the gold mine, or somebody flirting their way up in a job that they may or may not even like. Um, Everything's demeaning to women. Women get this short end of the stick for everything. A guy goes on a murder spree, his mother didn't raise him right. A guy cheats on his wife isn't, or she's not fucking him right. So it's like it's just how it is. But I think women are the most powerful of the genders, and the only thing men really have on us is strength. So when they have to use that, then they're sissies. So
Cool.
sissy.
We'll have an argument about that another time. I'm joking.
Well, I don't make a lot of money off women, so I know men will pay, for stuff. I against that all the time.
If you weren't working in the adult entertainment industry, what do you think you'll be doing? I know you said you kind of reached a dead end in your last job.
Last job I worked for Medicare, which is our system. It's like for primarily for retired adults.
Yeah.
And it starts at 65, but we're living longer now, so we're kind of catching it a little early almost. But it's our medical healthcare for like people over 65. And then I worked in healthcare before that, 5 years doing home healthcare. Taking care of people. Now I love the work and it was rewarding, but it's stressful. I mean, it's just the kind of money you're making for like keeping people alive and comfortable. It just wasn't worth it. And then there's the risk of, somebody could die, you get sued by the government for going off the care plan because it's paid for by Medicaid. So you have to Medicaid. So you have to adhere to the rules. So if you take their dog out on a walk, you can get a felony. In America, we're so harsh over here. So I would probably be in healthcare or customer service. I always thought I'd be a good nurse or a teacher.
Cool.
I like being a business owner. That's something I've always wanted to be, always, and now I am. Boss lady, hello.
What was, if you could think about all the scenes you've done, what was the most awkward moment on set?
I had a shoot where I had just been coming off my period, and I had done one scene with one guy. Everything was fantastic, actually, it was beyond fine. And with the next guy, it just was not. Everything was messy. And he's like, we're all adults here, but I could catch a couple looks on the film when I watched it over. He's like, oh. He was very, very, very cool about it, but it was awful. It wasn't horrible like a massacre or anything, but it's just little things going wrong here.
You don't even have to explain anymore. The whole image.
So yeah.
Whole imagery was there as soon as you said that. He was just like,
everything was wonderful, and then it just the second time.
No more explaining necessary.
Thank you.
I get it.
That's really the only time it's been that bad. Every other time's been fine. All the rest of my scenes have been, I would say, blockbuster successes. But
Mandie, what platforms can people find you on? Where can they find you? Just to the UK viewers, because I'm sure people in the States, they know where to find you. This is more of a UK for the UK viewers.
Well, MandieMaytag.com, Mandie with an IE, because I insist on being difficult. No, Mandie Maytag, just like the washing machine, dump loads. MandieMaytag.com, all my links.com/Mandie Maytag. I'm on Twitter as SuperManda FL, because I used to live in Florida, FL. And I'm on many vids, OnlyFans, top 5%, guys. Let's see, X videos, Pornhub. I mean, I'm everywhere.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time, Mandie. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know you're a busy woman, so I appreciate you making time for us UK viewers to find out more about Mandie
I'm
Maytag.
so happy. I'm so happy. I'm getting an international following. I talked to somebody in Australia today, and I said,
Oh, really?
in Australia, he goes, "You're a big deal in Australia." I said, "What?"
Yeah, it's
I can
growing.
go now.
It's growing, Mandie. That everyone wants to get on the Mandie train.
They want to see that ton. Who knew? Who knew? Right?
But thank you very much again, and people, please like, subscribe, and share. Follow Mandie Maytag. Check her out on her socials. I'll leave them in the description as well. And I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.